This is a quick YouTube video on how to get VMware ESXI to boot into UEFI mode on some older HP business desktops. This would be your Sandy Bridge, Ivy Bridge, and Haswell generation systems, probably some older as well. This specific instance, I'm trying this on my HP Z230. However, I have successfully done this on a Z220 as well as some Compaq Elite 8300s. The issue is that the default boot partition for ESXI is too large for the HP BIOS, so we just need to recreate the partition in a smaller size. I've already installed ESXI version 8 to the system, and I need to shrink the boot partition in order for it to boot. The system is set to only boot in UEFI mode at the moment, and you are not able to use the upgrade option in the ESXI installer, so you will need to do a fresh install of ESXI if you do plan to upgrade. Now, with that being said, let's get started here. So we've got Hiren's boot PE running on a USB flash drive, and I've booted into that, and I'm just going to use that in order to expand the partition here, or in order to change the partitions. So we're going to do disk part, and I'm going to, once this loads, I'm going to list disk, and I'm going to see that my ESXI boot disk is disk 0 here. So I'm going to select disk 0, and I'm then going to list partition, and I'm going to find this 100 meg partition here. This is the ESXI boot partition. Now we are messing with system partitions here. It will still boot your ESXI. However, like I said earlier, you won't be able to upgrade ESXI using boot media. You will need to do a fresh install if you do plan on upgrading it. Now let's select part 1, and I'm going to assign it to the letter J, so that way I can easily manage it. So I'm going to open up Windows Explorer and hop into drive J. This is our boot drive. I'm going to select all and copy and paste this into the documents folder, since we will be wiping this partition and recreating it. I'm then going to delete partition 1, or actually I don't need to do that. Delete partition override. This will delete the partition, so now it is gone. J is just not here. It's going to give me an error probably. And I'm going to go into disk management. And once I'm in here, I'm just going to create the new volume, and I'm only going to make it 8 meg. I'm going to assign it the letter J again, and I'm going to set it to be fat and set the volume label to EFI. Once that is done, I'm going to go back into Windows Explorer, copy all the files from the documents folder, and then find the new drive J and just paste it in here. So you can see that this is now filled. I actually do not know why I added that recycle bin, but that shouldn't affect anything. We do have the necessary VMware boot files in here. I'm unsure if this will work with Secure Boot, but we now should be able to reboot the system and have it boot into ESXI. I'm now going to, before this option wasn't showing here, to boot onto the hard drive, and so I'm just going to select it, and it should bring us right into the VMware bootloader. So now we're booting into ESXI. This is booting in UEFI mode, and it should be bringing us into version 8.0.0.